episode 20 of Live Life by Design. I'm your host, Nicole Mantilla Parato, and today I want to talk about business energetics so you can attract your ideal clients, magnetize them to you without doing cringy things that do not feel in alignment for you. So many of you know I started my business alongside of me being a microbiologist. And I never really had trouble attracting clients. It was always soul agreements. I magnetized who was willing to work with me and who knew in their bones that we were supposed to work together to advance them. And I kind of find my mentors and coaches based on that intuitive nudge. And I'm always open minded, knowing that what I'm going to get from them might not be what my human mind is attached to. There's always so many lessons and blessings that come indirectly. So I approach all my mentorships with an open mind, a beginner's mind. So that being said, a lot of people focus on strategy, right? When you're building a business, you're trying to attract clients, you're coming up with your content media strategy, and that can burn you out and get you frustrated, especially if you're attached to outside validation and you're basing your worth based on how many likes you are getting. Now, I don't have that many followers on social media and I don't get that many likes on my posts, but I attract clients that invest big with me. And that's because it's a soul contract. It's a soul agreement. I guess I don't want to say contract. We'll say agreement, right? Because these people know that they're meant to advance and work with me. So if you get that call, trust that, whether it's with me or somebody else, because that is going to evolve you on a whole new level. Now, I do use strategy, but my strategy is probably 30% and the energetics are around 70%. I know I hear a lot of people in the spiritual realm and business realm talk about the energetics being in manifestation being 80, the 80-20 and 20% strategy, but I really believe it's 70-30. So those of you who follow me know that I had a huge quantum leap in income over the last couple of months, and it's been pretty consistent. And so I want to share with you how that happened for me, because it's not what you would really think. So I needed a period of rest. If you follow me on social media, you probably see that I spent a lot of time in Florida, and I think it was around March and April. I was in Florida for a while, and I was resetting. I was resetting my energy, clearing, up level, doing a lot of energetic work and inner work, and working with the land. Because when I work with the land and I work with the ocean, I'm able to clear a lot and come into a whole new level of my power. And those of you who know. And if you're curious, follow me, because I talk more about this stuff in my other videos, and I have a whole catalog of working, with the elements and the ocean and Lemuria and all sorts of things. But what I want to say here is that that time was really significant for me because I had a lot of clutter in my energy field. And I didn't realize it at the time because I was doing coaching programs back to back, serving mentors. And I was mentoring with other people, but I was in coaching programs, and I was guiding people in long-term mentorship, one-to-ones, multiple. And I was like, still taking on a lot of their energy unconsciously because I cared so much. I wanted to see their results. I was so invested, but I was too attached to their results and to their stories, and I was in it with them. So instead of me setting the tone consistently, I found myself being pulled. But this is lessons learned as you're a guide and a mentor. Like, energetic boundaries is a huge thing. So through that process, I had to learn a lot about how I was going to operate moving forward. And the ocean really helped me recalibrate and reset and come back with stronger energetic boundaries and clearer intentions on how I wanted to navigate my business, how many clients I wanted to take on, who were my ideal clients, what was the price point that was going to nourish me and nourish my clients so I could actually hold the space to elevate them in the most profound way. And that's really, really important. The energetic exchange is so important. And in this kind of work, it's not hourly, it's a transformation. And it's not linear, it's by the end of the time. So you have to be, as a transformative guide or anybody doing this kind of work, really in your power, grounded with energetic boundaries, clear on what you need to do to nourish yourself, and remain grounded to create space for these clients. And I don't want to say hold space anymore, because as an empath, I know that conscious language is so important. And when we say something like hold space, a lot of people wind up holding the energy of their clients unconsciously and struggle with weight gain or feeling different kinds of ailments as they're going through the process. And this is very real. And I just want to address that and speak to you guides and you providers that are working with people with heavy pain bodies and trauma and a lot of cluttered energy. You have to be pristine in your energetic hygiene and how you're taking care of yourself and with your boundaries on an energetic level and on a physical level by holding agreements, written agreements, legal agreements, and creating a professional framework for everything to flow in. So these were things that I was adjusting over this time period. So I was doing that, and I was getting a lot of rest and nourishment and clarity. Another thing I did was I built that Build Your Brand Blueprint document, which is a free document for you guys. You guys can actually download it. It's a free gift. And I'm putting it out there as a free gift because, like, these questions I return to twice a month. Twice a month, I do this for myself to get clarity on who my ideal client is and how I am going to serve them and why I want to serve them, how I want them to feel. I mean, there's so many questions and prompts, and it's a huge resource for you. So that clarity, working on that twice a month, because it kept changing. As I kept changing and shifting in frequency, so were my ideal clients. So were how I was going to help them. And my why was getting deeper, and my why was changing. So I say this to you because this is huge. If you're not clear on your why, who you're going to serve and how you're going to serve them, the problems you're going to solve for them, how you're going to take them from point A to point B, like your signature roadmap, if you don't know that, then it's really hard to call forth the people that are ready for your work. So getting clear on your process and who it is you're going to serve and how, and visualizing them and feeling them in their body, and then feeling them getting the results from you. And then putting that call out. So if you want to dive deeper into this, it will be in the show notes. You can do this. Do this practice. I'm telling you, like twice a month. I'm still doing it. And it changes everything. So I got really clear. And as I was doing that, I was journaling and automatically writing, and I instruct you in the guide through that. I started building that energy and that momentum. And it was becoming a call that was broadcasting out of my field of who I wanted and how I was going to help them. And then my content naturally started to build and flow based on that messaging, but it lit me up. It wasn't like pressure, it wasn't forcing, it was flow because it's where I was at, it's who I wanted to attract. It was all happening, it was all speaking to, through, and from me. And as I did that, I started attracting aligned clients that were ready for the journey. And it happened at the most beautiful time. And so that is so important. But you have to understand that's all the energetics. Having the strategy part is having the application on my website to work with me. So people can apply and I can screen them, right? Instead of me having to spread myself thin and get on phone calls with people, which I don't resonate with doing. My time is precious and I only would like to work with people that are devoted, disciplined, and dedicated. So that's why I have the application process. So that's important for you. If you're a coach, a healer, a transformative guide, putting out services and application is huge. Then, if it's a fit in the application, you can move them on to a clarity call or a coaching call. Now, this is what works best for me. This is a strategy that works best for me. And so I had all of that in place. I had the description of my mentorship. I have information on my website, on my link tree. I have the testimonial. So there's a whole strategy for people to see of how I'm bringing people into my world. I have free stuff for you guys. So those of you who are frustrated and you're not moving in your business and it's become more of a drain than life-giving, you need to reconnect to your why, how you can serve people who are your ideal clients, and visualizing yourself lighting them up and clients being happy and clients having remarkable transformations. And then as you do that, you build that energy and you open up to a higher plan of what aligns, to make strategies and content that even anchors those people in, that draws them in. It's a funnel. It's funneling them in, but in the most organic way. And I think that is so important. And yes, you have to do the things to catch them, to nourish them, to keep them in your world, whether that's a newsletter, a podcast, a YouTube channel, and being consistent on your social media. Even if you don't like it, the consistency is key because the consistency creates that bond of trust. I really want to see people thriving in their soul gifts and knowing there is another way to create wealth with your gifts than doing the things that make you cringe. That's why the business energetics is so important. So if you're lost in strategy and trying to get the right message, if you have the wrong energy with trying to put out the right message, if you're creating from defeat, you are not going to magnetize the success. So every time you feel defeated, I invite you to see your future clients, visualize them, talk to them, understand what they want, like that ideal avatar. And feel genuinely how you can help them. Be honest with yourself and be integrity. What can you really help them with? And create from that space. So if you want to go deeper, I don't even remember how many questions. There's probably like maybe 19 questions for you to journal to get like really clear and build the energy around this, because that's the difference, guys. If you're creating from a place where you've lost your passion, your fire, and your desire, and you're creating from lack and scarcity, you're gonna build a business that you resent. So these are the things that I did to have huge months in business and attract more aligned clients that are ready and doing the work. Now, I want to tell you, the clients who find me that are in my world, they've, if I ask them why they hired me and why they filled out the application, it's always, I just knew. I watched a couple of your videos and I just knew and I trusted it. It wasn't like, oh, I took your webinar and you lit me up in this way and you inspired me. I did all your videos. No, a lot of the people are like, it just took a couple of videos of watching you and I knew intuitively. And that's how I hire my mentor and coaches. So I call forth people that are ready for me on a soul level. It's always my soul family. And if you want to attract those soulmate clients, then you got to get your energy right and you got to broadcast it. Because I've been in coaching programs where I've watched my mentors and coaches burn out and struggle because they called forth clients that weren't aligned with them on a soul level. The people were coming based on the promises and the energetics weren't right, and there were lessons that needed to be learned around worth and value for the coach and how much they could really take on. And I watched that all unfold, and I've even seen it unfold in my life in different ways. So it's easier when we attract the aligned clients and we're aligned in our energy. So I hope this serves you on a deep level for you to follow through and start creating a business aligned with your soul, a soul-led business. You cannot go wrong. I have always been provided for, and it blows my mind because my business is spirit-led and I weave in the practical and the strategy with it. It's so important to have both. But guys, you can't pass up on the energetics. And give yourself permission to keep evolving and don't stay stagnant and hooked to the same ideal avatar of clients and how you're going to serve them and how you can help them, because as you evolve, your tools evolve, your skill sets evolve, your gifts evolve, and you're a different person. So there's a different iteration of you showing up. So of course, who you call forth and how you're going to serve is going to change. So be able to flow with that. That's why the Build Your Brand Blueprint that I have, the free thing, is something that you should be doing all the time. And I've said that like now probably 4 times throughout this episode, but it's true. It's true. Create content that speaks to your ideal clients. Don't get hooked on the likes. Focus on your energy and they will show up. They will show up. Create the framework with your websites, with your link tree, with freebies, lead magnets to draw those people in. Have an application process. Have a way for them to contact you. Be organized in your energetic boundaries, in your physical boundaries, and your legal agreements so that you feel safe and everything is organized and there is a structure for all the energy to flow in. This is a solid framework. This is a solid framework for you. All right. Check out my offers in the show notes. And I'm sending you all so much love. I cannot believe we are at episode 20. This just like blows my mind that there's 20 episodes here for you guys to dive into. And yeah, so much here for you. So if you haven't seen some of the episodes, go back and look through them because there's energetic activations to support you. And the last one we had with Brew was amazing. There was a beautiful activation with geranium and jasmine essential oils to help you soften and trust yourself and heal mother wounds. And if you don't know what that's about, you'll definitely want to check out that episode. Okay, be well. So much love and so much gratitude. Share, like, subscribe, leave a comment. I want to know how you guys are resonating with this.